ready for some Miami Heat basketball with Deron Butler on Kendall Sports Network.
And good Thanksgiving Eve, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Deron Butler, welcoming you to another edition of Heat Zone Live. The Miami Heat look to continue their winning ways in what has to be a very important game with high stakes implications as they host the Milwaukee Bucks as part of the Emirates NBA Cup. Now, the Heat and the Bucks are no strangers to each other when it comes to these kind of high stakes games, especially in the playoffs. But here, this is the NBA in-season tournament, and the Bucks are the defending champions. So imagine, if you will, Miami pulling off a major upset against the defending champions and advancing out of East Group C. That's where not only the Heat and the Bucks are, but as well as the New York Knicks, the Chicago Bulls, and the Charlotte Hornets. Two of the three teams the Heat have beaten against. And I would like to share my 3 keys for tonight's game. Key number 1, continue to dominate in the paint and fight for rebounds. Miami looked dominant throughout this winning stretch of theirs, but the key that's helped them get to that point is rebounding. Whether it was Bam Adebayo, Kelly Ware, or even another Heat player thriving to get rebounds off the glass, Miami has managed to find a way to not only get defensive rebounds, but they've improved in second chance points opportunities. So if the Heat can continue that stretch, then they will be just fine. And as key number 2, which correlates from key number 1, is to attack the paint. During that Heat and Mavericks game, we've seen the Heat attack the rim with reckless abandon. Most notably, Keshad Johnson, who took off like Soul Train, going coast to coast with that dunk. So if the Heat can continue to dominate in the paint, as well as establish their rebounding dominance, then they will be just fine. And the third and final key here is to utilize not only the mid-range game, but to space the floor. Milwaukee has a very tall team, a very deep team, but even though they're struggling, don't let that fool you. The Heat will need to space the floor a lot and get their shots wherever they can. But mainly, they will have to use the mid-range game in order to get some effective buckets. So those are my 3 keys for tonight's game against Milwaukee. And I'll be back for the player introduction as well as opening tip. And we are back. Here's a look at our starting lineup for tonight's game. Davion Mitchell and Tyler Hero are in the backcourt. And in the front court, we have Norman Powell. Andrew Wiggins, and the big man, Bam Adebayo. So Miami are more than fired up. They're ready to get this game started. And we should take a look at the Bucks starting lineup. I know the Bucks are not without Giannis Antetokounmpo, but they have Kyle Kuzma in the starting lineup. Right. The fans in the Kaseya Center are already fired up. They're getting warmed up. So right now, as we look at the group leaders for the NBA Cup, the Toronto Raptors and the Orlando Magic are already in. But the Milwaukee Bucks, they're sitting at a 2-0 record. So as far as the wild card standings, right now the Boston Celtics and the Detroit Pistons are going wire to wire for this one. With 9 seconds remaining, Boston has a 1-point lead over Detroit, but anything can happen between this game and, of course, the Heat. In the case of wild cards, the point differential in group stage as well as total points in group stage will be accumulated, as well as prior seasons to regular season record, and the best record amongst second place teams in group play will be factored in. So this is a must-win, a very big must-win for Miami. So the Heat need to be very vigilant, aggressive, and poignant on the court if they're going to win big. Of course, the Heat are in the red, Milwaukee are in the white, as far as their jersey colors. Alright, all the players are getting warmed up. Yep. Alright, Milwaukee wins the tip, and we are ready to begin this game. Rollins has the ball, being guarded by Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Miles Turner. Back to Rollins. Rollins being guarded by Bam. That's a three. Rollins misses. Rebound by Bam. Here come the Heat. Bam being guarded by Kyle Kuzma. Bam kicks it out to Wiggins. To Davion Mitchell. Davion driving into the lane. Kicks it out to Norman Powell. Misses that three. And that was last touch by Bam, so it will be Milwaukee ball. Here comes Rollins. Being guarded by Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma out to Gary Trent Jr. Passes it out. That's a corner three. That's another miss. Rebound by Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero gives it to Norman Powell. To Davion Mitchell. Almost loses the ball, but kicks it out. Here goes Tyler Hero. And he gets the layup to put Miami on the board. And here comes Kyle Kuzma. Gives it to Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. now has the ball. That's a three from Milwaukee. And the Bucks are on the board with that three-pointer. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Bam. And Bam knocks it down. And the Heat retake the lead. Here comes Rollins. That's a long three from Milwaukee. And they get the basket. AJ Green with that second three-pointer, showing his range. And Davion Mitchell showing his grit, tying the game at 6. Here comes Rollins. Gives it to Miles Turner. Back out to Rollins. Rollins being guarded by Bam. And stolen away by Tyler Hero. Gives it to Wiggins. That's a three. That's a miss. Rebound by Kyle Kuzma. Kicks it out to Gary Trent Jr. He gives it to Miles Turner. AJ Green now has it. He finds Kuzma. Gives it to Miles Turner. It's a mismatch. And Miles Turner gets the layup over Andrew Wiggins. He was looking for the foul but doesn't get it. Milwaukee leads by 2. And that's an errant pass from Andrew Wiggins. A very bad turnover for Miami. It will be Bucks ball. Milwaukee saw the mismatch when Andrew Wiggins was trying to guard Miles Turner and didn't work out in the Heat's favor. Here comes Rollins, being guarded by Davion Mitchell. Gives it to AJ Green. Back out to Rollins. And Miles Turner again gets the hook. The Bucks lead by 4. So far, both teams have scored 4 points each in the paint. Here comes Bam. Bam gets his ball knocked loose. And here comes Milwaukee. Rollins, behind the back, gets his shot blocked by Bam. And here comes Tyler Hero. Hero loses the ball, and Milwaukee recovers it. Here comes Rollins. Gives it to AJ Green. AJ Green to Kuzma. And he gets the layup. And the Bucks lead by 6. Miami right now is shooting 50% from the field, while Milwaukee is going 5 for 8. And Bam knocks that one down as the Heat trail by 4. Here comes Rollins. Out to Kuzma. Back out to Rollins again for the 3. He misses it. Rebound by Norman Powell. Here comes Tyler Hero. Finds Davion Mitchell. Out to Wiggins. And Andrew Wiggins gets fouled from a corner 3 by Kyle Kuzma. If I said it once, I'll say it again. You don't foul a shooter when they're going for the 3. So it will be 3 free throws for Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins misses the first. Wiggins makes the second. And Wiggins makes the third. So he goes 2 for 3 from the line as the Heat trail by 2. Here comes Miles Turner. Gives it to Gary Trent Jr. To Rollins. Back out to Gary Trent Jr. Finds Miles Turner. Being guarded by Tyler Hero. Corner 3 from Rollins. And Rollins misses it. Rebound by Bam. Bam bringing it up to the floor. Being guarded by Kuzma. Bam with a turnaround jumper. And he gets it. We're all tied at 12. Bam right now with 6 points, going with 75% shooting from the field. Here comes Rollins, driving into the lane. And he gets the layup over Bam. And the Bucks lead by 2. Here goes Norman Powell. Misses that 3-pointer, but he gets fouled by AJ Green. And I said it before, you don't foul a shooter when they're going for the three. And we will have a timeout for Miami as the Bucks lead 14-12. And we are back. Score is 14-12, Milwaukee. The Heat will go to the line for 3 free throws. Norman Powell makes the first. And if you're just tuning in from the Pistons Celtics game, the Boston Celtics came away with a 117-114 win. But what does that mean for Miami? That means the door is wide open for them to not only win the wild card, but to possibly win out of East Group C. And Norman Powell knocks down all 3 free throws to give Miami the lead. Miami so far have shot 5 for 6 from free throw land. And here comes Miles Turner. Gives it to AJ Green. Gives it to Kyle Kuzma. And he gets the layup. Milwaukee leads by 1. Here comes Norman Powell. Kicks it out to Davion Mitchell. And that's a miss. Rebound by Wiggins. Out to Tyler Hero. And Tyler Hero gets the basket. And the Miami Heat are ahead by 1. Here comes AJ Green. Gives it to Miles Turner. Finds Gary Trent Jr., who finds Kyle Kuzma. Gets his shot blocked, and here comes the Miami Heat. Tyler Hero for 3. And Tyler Superhero Three from Miami, and the Heat lead by 4. Tyler Hero has 7 points, going 3 for 3 from the field. Here comes Rollins now. Kyle Kuzma flies in, gets the layup. The Bucks trail by 2. Here goes Wiggins. Misses the basket. Rebound by AJ Green. Here comes Rollins. Rollins being guarded by Norman Powell, but he strips the ball away. Miami now has it. An alley-oop to Bam Bam Adebayo for the dunk. And the Heat are back up by 4. Bam Adebayo scoring 8 points off 80% shooting from the field. Gives it to Kyle Kuzma for 3. And that's a miss. Rebound by Miami. Tyler Hero misses the rebound. Misses the putback. And here comes Milwaukee. Rollins hitting that basket. And here comes the Heat. They give it to Wiggins, to Norman Powell. And Norman Powell stepped out of bounds, so it'll be Bucks ball. Nice heads-up steal by Miami, leading to a Tyler Hero lob to Bam Adebayo. Very fantastic play. Very fantastic play. And right now we will have ourselves a timeout. Miami leads 22-20. And we are back. Score is 22-20 Miami. The Heat so far have the lead, but right now it's looking more like the Milwaukee Bucks are starting to make a comeback. All right, so right now the Bucks have the ball. Score is 24-20 after those 2 free throws from Miami. They give it to AJ Green. Bobby Portis Jr. is now in the game. They give it to Miles Turner. Gary Trent Jr. for 3, and he knocks it down. And the Bucks are within 1. Here comes Jaime Jaquez Jr. Gives it to Pele Larson. To Fontecchio. Jaime Jaquez Jr. cuts into the lane. Kicks it out. Pele Larson for 3. He misses it. Jaquez recovers the ball. Drew Smith for 3. Misses it. And here come the Bucks now. The Bucks hit another 3. And they retake the lead. Rollins hitting the basket on that one. Ryan Rollins right now with 7 points. And here comes Drew Smith answering with a 3 of his own. He misses it. Rebound by Jaquez. Jaquez recovers it. Gives it to Pele Larson. Out to Kelly Ware. Back to Jaquez. Jaquez kicks it out to Fontecchio. And that's a miss. Rebound by Miles Turner. All right, so far the Bucks are leading 27-24, and right now they're bringing in some new players. All right, and Miami has retaken the lead after that 3-pointer. Sorry. So right now it's 27-26. 27-26. Milwaukee, Miami. All right, so. All right, here come the Heat again. They give it to Pele Larson. And he gets that basket under duress, and the Heat now go up by 3. All right, so right now, that's a 3 from Kyle Kuzma. That's a miss. Rebound by Bobby Portis Jr. So it looks like it's going to be a foul on Miami. And Bobby Portis, I think the Bucks will have it side out. Nope, Bobby Portis Jr. will go to the line for 2 free throws. Bobby Portis Jr. makes the first. And he misses the second. So here comes the Heat. Jaquez now has the ball. He loses it, but fights for it. That one's going right out of bounds. Let's see who's last touched by. And it will stay with Miami. Fontecchio has the ball. Kicks it out to Pelle Larsson. Larsson being guarded by Bobby Portis Jr. He loses the ball. Stolen away by Bobby Portis. Alright, Milwaukee now has it. Milwaukee misses that basket. And then we'll go right back to Miami. Bobby Portis Jr. was fighting for that ball with tooth and nail. And that will end the first quarter. The score is 29-27, Miami. And we are back. Score is 29-27 Miami. The Heat have the lead, but the Milwaukee Bucks are trying to make this one a very close game. So far, Tyler Hero has 7 points with 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He's trying to capitalize off that big game he had from 2 nights ago. So let's see if he can continue to build upon it. So right now, Miami has the ball to start the second quarter. Here comes Drew Smith. Kelly Ware, he gets fouled and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Kelly Ware was trying to dunk on somebody, but he gets fouled. So he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Ware makes the first. And Kelly Ware makes both free throws. The Heat lead by 4. All right, Milwaukee inbounds the ball. They kick it out to Bobby Portis. Milwaukee is swinging the ball around. They get the ball back, but Miami draws a foul. And that will put that's gonna put Milwaukee back on the free throw line. All right. Milwaukee makes the first, and it's now a 3-point game. And they make both free throws. So now a 2-point game. Here comes Hawkes. Hawkes driving into the lane. Kicks it out to Larson. To Fontecchio. Back out to Hawkes. And the ball is knocked loose. It's stolen by Milwaukee. The Bucks miss that basket, but they get the rebound. But it's going to be an offensive foul on the Bucks, so it'll be heat ball. Jericho Sims got a little too aggressive with Kelly Ware under the paint. And here comes Hawkes now. Gives it to Fontecchio. Out of Pele Larson for 3. And Pele Larson knocks down the 3 as the Heat lead by 5. Yes, the Heat lead by 5. Milwaukee swinging the ball around. They're looking for the corner 3, but instead they go for the layup. But it's going to be an and one opportunity. I'm sorry, my bad. Looks like it's going to be an offensive foul on Milwaukee. I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, it's going to be an and one opportunity. Referee didn't know what they were doing out there. And that's an and one opportunity for the Bucks as they trail by 2. Pele Larson, another 3. He misses it. Rebound by Milwaukee. They give it to Bobby Portis Jr. for 3. And he misses it. Rebound by Jericho Sims. And that's another missed 3 for Milwaukee. Miami have 5 offensive rebounds in this game. And Jericho Sims comes up with that steal for Milwaukee. The Bucks miss yet another 3. They get it back. Here comes Bobby Portis Jr. And he comes up with that miss. Here comes Miami. They give it to Simone Fontecchio. Out to Hawkes. Fontecchio now kicks it out to Drew Smith. Out to Pele Larson for 3. And that's a miss. Rebound by Milwaukee. And there's Bobby Portis Jr. with a pull-up 3, and he misses it. Rebound by Drew Smith. He gives it to Hawkes. Hawkes almost loses the ball. He does. He doesn't. But it's going to be a jump ball. Hawkins Jr. almost lost control of the ball. And Milwaukee almost recovered it. Alright, so now it's going to be a jump ball between Cole Anthony and Jaime Hawkes Jr. Hawkes looking to back tap it to Pele Larson. Alright, Miami wins the tip. Here comes Drew Smith. Lowers his shoulder going for the layup. He misses it. Rebound by Ryan Rollins. Gives it to Cole Anthony. Gets his shot block at the rim. Here comes Jaquez. Jaquez is double teamed, but he finds a way, and he gets the basket. And the Heat lead by 4. Here comes Cole Anthony. Gives it to Bobby Portis Jr. And the Heat come away with that steal. Here comes Norman Powell for 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Milwaukee, and they're going to call a timeout. This one has been a low-scoring but frenetic game so far. Miami leads 36-32. Right. All right, and we are back. Score is 36-32 Miami. The Heat recover the ball. Here comes Bam. Pushes it up in a hurry. He finds Drew Smith. Out to Pelle Larsson for the corner 3. And he misses it. And here come the Bucks now. Ryan Rollins being guarded by Bam. Finds Jericho Sims. Back to Rollins. Rollins for 3. He misses it. Rebound by Bam. Bam pushes it up the head to Khalil Superboy Ware for the alley-oop. and the Heat lead by 6. Here comes Milwaukee now. AJ Green for 3, and he gets it. And that puts the Bucks within 3. AJ Green now with 9 points. All of his points coming from behind the arc. Here comes Norman Powell. Loses the ball, but Milwaukee recovers it. And here come the Bucks. They got numbers. But that's going to be an offensive foul on Milwaukee, so it'll be Heat ball. Drew Smith was the one taking that charge. Nice heads up play by Drew Smith. He knew the offense was coming in a hurry, and he found the right position to be where he was on defense. So Drew Smith will come out of the game for Miami. Here comes Bam. Loses the ball. Gives it to Kelly Ware. And here comes AJ Green. He brings it up to the floor. Gives it to Kyle Kuzma. AJ Green. Here he comes. Kicks it out to Gary Trent Jr. And he misses the layup. Rebound by Bam. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell driving into the lane. Kicks it out to Kelly Ware for 3. And Kelly Super Bowl Ware knocks down that 3 as the Heat lead by 6. Alright, here comes Milwaukee now. Gary Trent Jr. Step back 3. He misses it. Rebound by Bam. Here comes Miami. He gives it to Norman Powell. And he gets the layup as the Heat lead by 8. And that will prompt a timeout from Milwaukee. The Heat lead 43-35 in this one. And we are back. Score is 43-35 Miami. and we are almost getting close to halftime. The Heat so far have a commanding lead, and they may win out of East Group C for the NBA Emirates Cup. All right, here comes Milwaukee. They give it to Miles Turner. Back out to Ryan Rollins. All right, Ryan Rollins being guarded by Bam. Misses that layup, and here comes Miami. Bam, kicks it out to Wiggins. To Tyler Hero. Back out to Wiggins. Miami loses the ball, and it will go right back to Milwaukee. All right, here comes Milwaukee now. And Miami, that's going to be a kickball on the Heat. So that will stay with Milwaukee. The Bucks will have it side out. And yes, if you were wondering what's going on with the Celtics and Pistons game from earlier, the Celtics came away with a 117-114 win, which kind of opens another door for Miami. If they can possibly win out of East Group C, or they can win the wild card. So anything is possible for Miami right now. Right? And they need to take care of business on their home court. So Miles Turner will go to the line for 2 free throws. Miles Turner misses the first. And he goes 1 of 2 for the line. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Bam. And Bam misses that corner 3. Here come the Bucks. Kyle Kuzma looking to drive into the lane. Misses it. Rebound by Tyler Hero. Hero kicks it out to Davion Mitchell. To Wiggins. Wiggins. And he gets the turnaround jumper. The Heat go up by 9. And here comes Milwaukee. Kyle Kuzma kicks it out to Bobby Portis Jr. to Gary Trent Jr. They find AJ Green. Miles Turner. And Miles Turner sinks the 3. Here comes Miami now. They swinging the ball around. They give it to Norman Powell. Norman Powell misses it, and here comes Milwaukee again. Miles Turner backs it now, and he gets the layup. Miles Turner went on fire for Milwaukee right now. 10 points, 4 for 4 shooting from the field. There goes Tyler Hero. He misses that one. Rebound by Milwaukee. And the Milwaukee Bucks are now within 2. Sorry. Yeah. Here comes Miami now. They swing the ball around, give it to Davion Mitchell. And that's another missed 3 from Miami. Milwaukee are very aggressive right now, and they get the ball back. Here comes AJ Green. That's a long 3. And he gets his first miss of the night. Rebound by by Norman Powell. They give it to Bam, and he's going to be fouled. All right, Norman Powell will come out of the game. All right, Davion Mitchell will have the ball. Takes it up to Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero finds the lob for Khalil Superboy Ware. Khalil Ware now with 9 points off 3 for 4 shooting from the field. And that's a long three for Milwaukee, and they're within 1 right now. Ryan Rollins again from Milwaukee with 12 points. Here comes Davion Mitchell. And that ball was knocked loose, and it will go back to the Bucks. All right, so Milwaukee now has the ball. Ryan Rollins being guarded by Davion Mitchell. The Bucks so far on a 10-2 run. And there's an open three for Gary Trent Jr. Doesn't connect. Here comes Here comes the Heat now. Here comes Tyler Hero. He flies in but gets fouled. So it'll be 2 free throws for Tyler Hero. Miami so far out rebounding the Bucks by 9. By 9 boards, I should say. Miami with 28, Milwaukee with 19. Tyler Hero makes the first. And Tyler Hero makes both free throws. So we have a 3-point game. All right, here comes Miles Turner. He gets fouled by Khalil Ware, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. All right, Miles Turner will go to the line for 2 free throws. He misses the first. And he makes the second. So we have ourselves a 2-point game. And there's another alley-oop to Khalil Superboy Ware, as the Heat now lead by 4. And here comes Ryan Rollins, being guarded by Davion Mitchell. And that's going to be an illegal screen on Milwaukee, so it'll be Heat ball. Miles Turner was shuffling his feet way too much to set that screen. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell. Kicks it out to Wiggins. And Wiggins gets the basket. And the Heat go up by 6. Here comes Milwaukee. Ryan Rollins now being guarded by Davion Mitchell. The clock is winding down. Tyler Hero is now guarding Ryan Rollins. Rollins with the three. He misses. And that's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation on Milwaukee. So Miami will have it side out. And that will end the second quarter. So at halftime, the score is 53-47 Miami. So far, this has been a somewhat close game. I mean, Milwaukee finding their way back into this one without Giannis Antetokounmpo guiding them on the court. But the Heat are no slouches themselves. Even though they missed a few baskets of their own, they found ways to recover through rebounds, defense, and even finding baskets for Kelly Ware and Andrew Wiggins. So for the second half, I know it's going to be just as up-tempo and intense. Right now, it's a low-scoring game, but the Heat will need to up the ante with the intensity for the third and fourth quarters, because this is where the offense kicks into full gear. And I know that the Miami Heat, they're going to rely on a lot of spacing and rebounding to get some second chance points. So I'll be back for the third quarter, and you guys will stick around.
Like you just
And we are back. Score is 53-47 Miami. The players are getting warmed up for the third quarter. So I'm hoping to expect that Miami gets out in a hurry on offense, spread the floor, and continue to dominate in the paint. And as for rebounding, I think Miami should continue getting offensive rebounds. And here's why. Offensive rebounds will lead to second chance points for Miami. Even though they missed some of their shots, I think that second chance points are going to be very crucial in the second half. Right now, Miami are outscoring the Bucks on fast break points 11-0, which is a good sign for them. But Miami will need to do more than just win the fast break battle. So right now in this big man matchup, both Kelly Ware and Miles Turner have 11 points each. Miles Turner going 4 for 4 from the field. Kelly Ware shooting 80% from the field. But Kelly Ware has one rebound better than Miles Turner. So this one's an even matchup between these two big guys. But we'll see who breaks away in the second half. All right, Miami getting ready to play. So is Milwaukee. All right, the Heat have the ball. Here comes Bam Adebayo. That's a three for Norman Powell. That's a miss. Nice save by Tyler Hero. Here comes Tyler Hero. Kicks it out to Andrew Wiggins. Out to Bam for the three. And Bam Adebayo knocks down the three. The Heat lead by 9. Here comes Milwaukee now. They give it to AJ Green. Out to Ryan Rollins. Rollins being guarded by Bam. And that's going to be a foul on Miami. Looks like that foul was on Norman Powell, so Milwaukee will have it side out. And Milwaukee will get away that layup. Ryan Rollins getting that layup. And here comes the Heat. There's a three for Bam, and that's a miss. Rebound by Kyle Kuzma. Here comes AJ Green. Gives it to Gary Trent Jr. He misses that three, but he recovers it. Miles Turner for three. He misses it. Rebound by Bam. And here comes Tyler Hero. Kicks it out to Bam. And Bam misses that layup. Kyle Kuzma gets the rebound. There's a corner three. And Gary Trent Jr. knocks it down. And the Bucks are within 4. Here comes Tyler Hero. And he gets fouled. Tyler Hero will go to the line for 2 free throws. That was a nice corner three from Gary Trent Jr. So Tyler Hero will go to the line for 2 free throws. Hero makes the first. And we have ourselves a 5-point game. And Tyler Hero makes both free throws. And the Heat lead by 6. Here come the Bucks. Miles Turner now has it. Gives it to AJ Green. Miles Turner gets an uncontested dunk. And the Bucks are within 4. Miles Turner now with 13 points. Here comes Bam with the turnaround jumper. The layup, he misses it. And that's going to be a foul on Miles Turner. So Bam will go to the line for 2 free throws. Bam makes the first. And he makes both free throws. So the Heat lead by 6. Here comes Ryan Rollins. Being guarded by Davion Mitchell. Rollins out to Kuzma. Back out to Rollins. To AJ Green. Kicks it out to Miles Turner. The step back 3. And he misses it. Rebound by Bam. Bam kicks it out to Tyler Hero. And Tyler Hero misses that basket. Here comes AJ Green. Gives it to Gary Trent Jr. Pull up 3. And he knocks it down. And the Bucks are within 3. Here comes Bam. Finds Davion Mitchell. Out to Norman Powell for 3. That's a miss. And here comes Milwaukee. It's stolen away by Miami. Davion Mitchell kicks it out to Norman Powell. And Powell misses that basket. Rebound bomb by Milwaukee. Miles Turner gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. That foul was on Andrew Wiggins. All right, Miles Turner makes the first free throw. And Miles Turner makes both free throws. So we now have a 1-point game. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Finds Bam. Bam going to the lane. He misses it. Rebound by Milwaukee. All right, here comes Milwaukee. Ryan Rollins has it. Kicks it out to AJ Green. To Miles Turner. Kyle Kuzma, and he misses that jumper. Rebound by Bam. All right, Miami swinging the ball around. Here goes Tyler Hero. And he gets the layup. And the Heat lead by 3. Here comes Ryan Rollins. Gives it to AJ Green. Back to Rollins. Miles Turner with the fadeaway. And he gets it. And the Bucks are within 1 again. Here comes Norman Powell. And he gets a reverse layup. And the Heat lead by 3. Ryan Rollins bringing the floor up, bring it up to the floor. Here goes Miles Turner. Miles Turner again for Milwaukee. And we have ourselves a 1-point game. Here comes Wiggins. Kicks it out to Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero gets fouled. And that's going to prompt a Miami Heat timeout. The Heat lead 64 to 63. Miami may have the lead, but the Bucks are once again trying to make a comeback and retake that lead. And we are back. Score is 64-63 Miami. Miles Turner has been lighting it up for the Bucks. So far he has 19 points, going 50% from behind the arc and 7 of 9 from the field. Whenever Miles Turner has the ball in his hands, he never seems to miss. Well, most of the time. So Tyler Hero will go to the line for 2 free throws. Hero makes the first. And Hero knocks down both free throws. So the Heat lead by 3. Here comes Milwaukee. They missed. That ball is knocked loose, and it will go right back to Miami. Tyler Hero coming up big with that block. Well, Tyler Hero's coming out of the game. Or, yeah, this one will be Bucks ball. I'm sorry. Bobby Portis Jr. now has it. He misses that layup. Here comes Miami now. Bam missing that basket. Here comes Bobby Portis Jr. He gave it to Miles Turner. Back to Bobby Portis Jr. There's a 3 on the way. And Milwaukee ties the game at 66. Ryan Rollins knocking that down. And here comes the Heat. Looking to retake the lead. Wiggins backing him down. Here comes Jaquez. And Jaquez flies into the lane to get the layup. The Heat lead by 2. Alright, Ryan Rollins being guarded by Bam. Gives it to Bobby Portis. Here comes Miles Turner again. And he ties the game for Milwaukee. Miles Turner now with 21 points off 80% shooting from the field. Alright, here comes Davion Mitchell. Out to Bam. For the 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Milwaukee. Ryan Rollins gives it to Gary Trent Jr. So far, this one's been a close game. That ball goes right out of bounds. It will be Bucks ball. Miami shooting 42.1%, while Milwaukee has been shooting 42.4%, and the Heat will go ahead with a challenge. Miami will challenge who had last possession of the ball. So it will be a coach's challenge, and we will come back afterward. At Jocelyn Simmons says, I don't like Hero on this team. We need a true point guard and a backup big, not Hero. Well, to that I say to each his own. I would like to see Miami acquire a point guard and a big when it's time to acquire some free agents. So, who knows? And we are back. Score is tied at 68. and we await the official review from the referees. And from the looks of things, they said it was last touched by Miami, so it will be Milwaukee's ball. The Heat will lose a timeout. Milwaukee has his side out, and that was out of bounds on the Heat. Pelle Larsson comes in the game for Miami. Bam Adebayo will take a seat. All right, here comes Ryan Rollins. That's a 3. And Ryan Rollins knocks it down to put the Bucks ahead by 3. Ryan Rollins with 20 points off 8 of 18 shooting. And Pelle Larsson gets the layup. And the Heat are within 1. I'm sorry, that was Norman Powell with that layup. Norman Powell with 9 points. Davion Mitchell with 7 assists. Here comes Gary Trent Jr. Finds Jericho Simmons. Here comes Ryan Rollins again, and he gets the layup. But referees will wave it off. That will be an offensive foul. That one's going to be on Jericho Simmons again. Here comes Miami. They give it to Norman Powell. And Norman Powell gets the layup to put the Heat up ahead. Score is 72-71 Miami. Norman Powell in this game, he has 11 points off 40% shooting. And here come the Bucks. And it's stolen away by Miami. Nice heads up play by Pelle Larsson. Here comes Hawkins. And that's a missed 3 from Norman Powell. Here come the Bucks now. Out to Bobby Portis Jr. Back out to Ryan Rollins. Back to Bobby Portis Jr. And there's a 3 on the way. And that's a miss. Rebound by Kel'el Ware. Here comes Milwaukee. Here comes Miami. And that's going to be another foul on Jericho Sims, as Jaime Jaquez Jr. will go to the line for 2 free throws. Jaime Jaquez Jr. knocks down the first, and the Heat will take a 2-point lead. Tyler Hero enters back into the game for Miami. Norman Powell will take a seat. And Jaquez misses the second free throw. Here comes Milwaukee. Ryan Rollins, he has the ball. Gives it to Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony misses that basket, and that will be out of bounds on Milwaukee. It will be Heat ball. Here comes Jaime Jaquez. He finds Larson. Miami swinging the ball around. They give it to Larson. Larson with a spin. Misses the layup. Rebound by Cole Anthony. To Bobby Portis Jr. And he gets the basket. And we're all tied up at 73. Here comes Drew Smith. They give it to Larson. Out to Drew Smith. And Drew Smith, 3 for Miami. The Heat lead by 3. Here comes Bobby Portis Jr. Kicks it out to Cole Anthony. To Jericho Sims. And he gets the layup. And the Bucks trail by 1. Here comes Drew Smith. To Larson. To Hawkes. Hawkes almost loses the ball. Gives it back to Larson. Here comes Tyler Hero for 3. And Tyler Superhero 3 for Miami. And the Heat lead by 4. Here comes Jericho Sims. To Gary Trent Jr. And nice lob to Jericho Sims as the Bucks trail by 2. Here comes Hawkes, and he gets the basket under the rest. The Heat lead by 4 in this one. So far, Miami has 31 bench points to Milwaukee's 12. Here comes Ryan Rollins. To Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony misses that basket. Rebound by Drew Smith, and that will end the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, the Miami Heat lead 81-77. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter. And we are back, ready for the fourth quarter as Miami leads 81-77. And here comes Drew Smith with the steal, the layup, and putting the Heat up by 6. All right, here comes Cole Anthony, being guarded by Drew Smith. Miami right now with 12 fast break points to Milwaukee 6. They give it to AJ Green. Long three. He misses it. Rebound by Milwaukee. Here comes Bobby Portis Jr. He misses that one. Rebound by Miami. Here comes Tyler Hero. And that's another bad turnover by Miami. This one on Drew Smith. That play was out of sync. But that fast break point from Drew Smith wasn't. Here comes Bobby Portis Jr. And he gets his own rebound and put back. The Bucks trail by 4 in this one. And Tyler Hero will go to the line for 2 free throws. That foul is on Cole Anthony. Tyler Hero knocks down the first, and we have ourselves a 5-point game. And Tyler Hero knocks down the second. Tyler Hero now with 20 points with a solid 8 out of 8 from free throw land. Here comes Bobby Portis Jr. And he gets that basket. The Bucks trail by 4. Here comes Hawkes. Hawkes being guarded by Cole Anthony. Now he's double teamed. Miami swinging the ball around. Here comes Larson. Missing that layup. And here comes Cole Anthony for Milwaukee. Kicks it out to Jericho Sims. To Bobby Portis Jr. for 3. He misses it. Rebound by Drew Smith. Out to Tyler Hero. Back out to Drew Smith. To Hawkes. Here comes Pele Larson. Tyler Hero. Missing that corner 3. Rebound by Larson. Hawkes. Missing that 3. Rebound by Bobby Portis Jr. Here comes Milwaukee. They give it back to Cole Anthony. Turnover. And here comes Miami. Tyler Hero. He gets the basket. And that's going to prompt a timeout for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Heat lead 87-81. The Bucks are still knocking on that door, but Miami are doing just enough, or doing whatever they can, to stave off Milwaukee and punch their ticket to Vegas. All right, and we are back for our fourth quarter follow-up. Giannis Antetokounmpo missing his fourth straight game for Miami. For Milwaukee, excuse me. Sorry. Miles Turner, he's been turning it up for the Bucks. And Tyler Hero with 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists for the Heat. I mean, he's been looking strong so far. And here comes Milwaukee now. AJ Green has it. To Bobby Portis Jr. Here comes Kyle Kuzma. Gets his own rebound. He misses that one. Rebound by Jericho Sims. AJ Green for 3. And the phenomenal AJ Green knocks down that 3. As the Bucks are within 3. And here comes Andrew Wiggins. To Pelle Larsson for 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Milwaukee. Kyle Kuzma has it. Jericho Sims. And that's a traveling violation on Milwaukee. The Heat had Jericho Sims cornered, nowhere to go. And here come the Heat now. That's a 3. And Tyler Superhero knocks down that 3. As the Heat go up by 6. Here comes Kyle Kuzma. He gives it to Bobby Portis. Out to AJ Green. Out to Bobby Portis again. And the People's Champion, Bobby Portis Jr. knocks down that basket. Bobby Portis Jr. with 9 points, a 4 for 14 shooting from the field. Here goes Miami. Tyler Hero to Pelle Larsson. And Pelle Larsson knocks down that 3. As the Heat go up by 7. Here comes Bobby Portis Jr. That's a miss. Rebound by Miami. Here comes Pelle Larsson to Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero with a fancy basket. And that puts the Heat up by 9. Tyler Hero with 27 points off 8 for 13 shooting. Tyler Hero has been electric so far in this game for Miami. From the assist to the razzle-dazzle circus shot. Sweet! The Heat lead 95-86 in this one. And we are back. Or we should be back for this one. The Heat leading 95-86. Tyler Hero has been electric so far in this game. He's been putting up big numbers ever since his return from injury. And he's been helping out in a big way. And so far, this game has been all Miami. And here comes Milwaukee. They trail by 9 in this game. They give it to Gary Trent Jr. Miles Turner for 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Kelly Ware, but it's stolen away by Milwaukee. Another missed 3, and another rebound for Kelly Ware. Here comes Drew Smith. Gives it to Tyler Hero. Out to Wiggins. Wiggins almost loses the ball. Gives it to Tyler Hero. Back to Wiggins. And Chief Andrew Wiggins, 3 for Miami. The Heat now lead by 12. There's Miles Turner for 3. Another miss. Rebound by Kelly Ware. Miami are on an 11-2 run right now. All led by this man, Tyler Hero. Drew Smith could not recover the ball, and that will go right back to Milwaukee. An errant pass and a mistake by Tyler Hero on that one. And here comes Milwaukee now. They give it to Kyle Kuzma. That lob is broken up by Miami. Here comes Pelle Larsson. Out to Drew Smith. To Andrew Wiggins. He misses that layup. Rebound by Milwaukee. And here comes Ryan Rollins getting the layup as the Bucks trail by 10. Drew Smith kicks it out. He gave it to Andrew Wiggins. And he gets it. He gets in the layup. The Heat go up by 12. Andrew Wiggins now with 11 points. And that's a 3. That's another miss from Milwaukee. And that was going right back to the Bucks. Kelly Ware letting that rebound escape from his clutches. All right, Drew Smith and Tyler Hero will come out of the game for Miami. Davion Mitchell and Bam are both in the game. Miles Turner got fouled and will go to the line for 2 free throws. Miles Turner so far was electric in the third quarter. Looked like he couldn't miss a shot. Turner misses the first. And Miles Turner makes 1 of 2 from the line. Miles Turner with 22 points in this game for Milwaukee. Here come the Heat. That's a missed 3. Rebound by Wiggins. They give it to Norman Powell. Back out to Wiggins. Miami so far with 9 offensive rebounds. And they missed that basket. And here come the Bucks. Ryan Rollins missing that layup. And here come the Heat. They lose the ball, and here comes Milwaukee again. They give it to Kyle Kuzma. And he drives in for the layup. And that's going to prompt a Miami Heat timeout. The Heat lead 100-91. Even though the Heat got the lead, you can never count the Bucks out. And we'll be back after this timeout. Do I think Tyler Hero will come back into the game? He should. Maybe in the final 2 minutes of this game, he should be back in there. And we are back. And in other Emirates NBA Cup news, then this one shouldn't come as a shock. The New York Knicks upset the Charlotte Hornets 129-101. As it stands right now, the Knicks are 2 wins and 1 loss. The same record as Miami right now. But right now, Miami needs to take care of business as Bam Adebayo knocks down that basket. The Heat lead by 11. Here come the Bucks. They give it to Kyle Kuzma. And Miles Turner gets the easy dunk. Milwaukee trails by 9. And that's a miss for Bam Adebayo. And here come the Bucks again. That's a pull-up 3. And Gary Trent Jr. knocks it down. And this one is a 6-point game. Andrew Wiggins gets fouled, but Miami will have his side out. And now Tyler Hero is entering the game. Yes. As KG the Buddha once asked me if Tyler Hero was going to come back into the game, I answered he was going to come back. I was hoping he was going to come back in the final 2 minutes of the game, but here he is, earlier than expected. Earlier than expected, I should say. Andrew Wiggins, corner 3. That's a miss. And here comes the Bucks. That's another 3. That's a miss for Gary Trent Jr. Tyler Hero coming up with that rebound. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Bam. To Wiggins. Wiggins almost loses the ball. Out to Bam for 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Milwaukee. And Kyle Kuzma with that miss. He was hoping that was going to be a foul, but instead it will be Heat ball. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell. Tyler Hero. And it's Hero time as Tyler Hero knocks down that basket. The Heat lead by 8 in this one. And there's a reverse layup from Milwaukee. The Bucks trail by 6. Ryan Rollins now with 24 points in this game. comes Davion Mitchell. And that ball goes out of bounds on Miami. Davion Mitchell tried to get way too fancy with that layup. With that pass. But it went through Norman Powell's legs. Both teams right now with 14 turnovers. And that corner three is missed by Milwaukee, but they recover the ball. AJ Green now has it. That's a corner three. And Gary Trent Jr. knocks it down. So we now have a 3-point game. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Edge of your seat time. Comes Tyler Hero. Kicks it out to Bam. And Bam Adebayo gets that basket. From Tyler Hero. Bam right now with 17 points. He's trying to make it to Vegas to see his woman. And that's a layup from Milwaukee. Ryan Rollins will go to the line for that. I think Ryan Rollins may go to the line for the and-1. Yeah, he will go to the line for the and-1. And that's a miss. And that's a missed and-1 opportunity. Gary Trent Jr. misses that. Yeah, Gary Trent Jr. comes up with that big miss. And here comes Miami now. Bam Adebayo with a double-double of 17 points and 11 rebounds. That's a miss. Milwaukee now has the rebound. They're looking for a three to tie the game and send it into overtime. Ball now in the hands of Ryan Rollins. To AJ Green. To Bobby Troy misses it. And that will do it. That will do it. And the Miami Heat come up with a big win. They come up with a big win. 106-103. The Heat come away with a big win. And I mean big because it is Eric Spoelstra's 800th career victory. Whew. My goodness. First, it was a Mavericks game that almost went into the hands of Cooper Flagg from Monday's game, and now this one. The Miami Heat have been playing some stellar basketball. If I haven't said it before, I will say it again. The Miami Heat are not only playing stellar basketball, but they're playing must-see basketball this season. And I love it that everyone is giving the Heat their flowers. But for this one, yeah, there's a lot I want to talk about. First, Miles Turner looked like he couldn't miss a shot if he fell out of the ocean. The dude was just hitting baskets from all over the place, from three-point shots to in the mid-range and right into the paint. It looked like Milwaukee was going to ride his shoulders and to retake the lead and go over from there, but the Heat did just enough to stop him and the Bucks from getting that much needed momentum turn. The Heat, meanwhile, I'm glad they relied on Tyler Hero to come up clutch for them, because Kelly Ware kind of had a little pedestrian game. Bam Adebayo had a double-double, but it was kind of like a little silent double-double. I mean, nothing to sneeze at. But with 17 points and 11 rebounds, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at all. I mean, the bench was doing their part with Jaime Jaquez Jr. and Pella Larson leading the way. But I would love to see more from Simone Fontecchio. And we didn't get to see Kashad Johnson play in this game. I mean, in the last few games, Kashad Johnson was explosive, and he was showing us some flashes of brilliance, especially from Monday's game where he went coast to coast and delivered that nasty dunk. But I digress. The Heat definitely deserve this win, and with this one right now, the Heat are 3-1, the same record as the Bucks. But because of points differential, I think the Heat will overtake the Bucks and will win out of East Group C. That's what I think is going to happen. The Bucks are going to win. The Heat are going to win out of East Group C by point differential. Yes, even though the Bucks and the Heat have the same record in East Group C, the Heat definitely own the edge in point differential. So we'll see what happens from there. Even though I said that the Heat could win out, could make their way in as a wild card, I mean, with the Pistons losing to the Celtics, I think that's going to open the door for Miami to make it into Vegas. So I'll be back, and if you guys have any more questions, please feel free to type it in right now, because this is the post-game show. Okay, well, I'm back. Final score is 106-103, Miami. The Heat coming away with a big win. So if anybody has any questions they want to type out, or any comments to say, this is a post game analysis show. Joe says, bro, Tyler is killing the offense, but 29 points in 27 minutes. Hey, Tyler Hero was doing his thing out there. He came up big when it mattered. Ever since he came back from injury, he has been unstoppable so far. And you can't really say anything bad about Tyler Hero at this point. The man is an all-star. He's finding his groove, and he's been playing out of his mind in just 2 games that he's returned. I mean, this is a much needed boost for the offense. I mean, the offense was scary enough as it is with the pace and the dictating the flow of the game. But right now, this Heat team looks like they are going to be more than a problem with Tyler Hero. And if they add some more pieces like a point guard and maybe a center, like Jocelyn Simmons had pointed out that Miami needed a point guard and another big. Yeah, a point guard and a backup big. Once the free agency roster opens up, I definitely see that happening. As far as a big man is concerned, I think Miami could either get Vlad Golden from the G League, or they can acquire someone like a Mo Bamba, someone that can be an extra layer of depth in case Bam Adebayo and Kyle Ware needs to sit out. So definitely this Heat team, they got something going and they got something special right now. And it's only a matter of time until this team breaks out and they go on a crazy run. So right now, let me look at the standings for the Emirates NBA Cup. They should be updated right now. All right, so right now, Miami lead. All right, as of right now, in East Group A, Toronto wins out of that group. Orlando wins out of East Group B. And as it stands right now, Miami are on top of East Group C. And they should hold on to that, and they should be able to hold on to that lead right now for East Group C. As for the wild card in the East, the only wild card we see right now is Cleveland. But let's not count out New York, Detroit, or even Milwaukee. But then again, you got, as I mentioned, point differential comes into play. So the Cleveland Cavaliers will make it in right now with another win. And in the West, Oklahoma City and Phoenix are currently neck and neck. But I think Oklahoma City is going to win out of West Group A. The Los Angeles Lakers already clinched their ticket, so they will be heading out of West Group C. And in West Group C, both Portland and Denver are tied. But as far as the wild card is concerned, the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets are kind of neck and neck. So anything can happen between now and Friday. But so far, this one was a close and yet intense game for Miami. but you guys will applaud the Heat for digging in deep. Alright, so right now, for the Heat, Tyler Hero led the way with 29 points. Kelly Ware came off the bench with 11 points, 9 rebounds, almost a near double-double. Jaime Jaquez Jr. had 10 points. Norman Powell and Andrew Wiggins both had 11 points each. And Bam Adebayo had a double-double of 17 points and 11 rebounds. And for the Bucks, Ryan Rollins led the way with 26 points, followed by 24 points and 8 rebounds from Miles Turner. AJ Green had 12 points and 8 assists, a near double-double. And Gary Trent Jr. had 15 points in this game. So with this win, Heat fans should enjoy their Turkey Day a lot more better than what we had to go through last year. So this is not only was this another big win for Miami, but this solidifies them heading out of East Group C in the Emirates NBA Cup. So definitely some positives for the Heat as they will be heading to Las Vegas. So right now, the next time we see the Heat, it won't be on Black Friday. It will be on Saturday night, where you're going to feel the vice as your Miami Heat take on the Detroit Pistons. That game starts Saturday night at 8 o'clock, and you can watch that on FanDuel Sports Network Sun and on NBA League Pass. And of course, on WPLG Local 10. Again, Heat and Pistons, Saturday night at 8 on FanDuel Sports Network Sun, NBA League Pass, or on WPLG Local 10 in Miami. I want to thank you guys for another great episode of Heat Zone Live. I know it kind of stuttered and kind of stumbled over my words, but all I'm doing is just trying to keep up with the action. I know it's fast-paced, but I'm doing my best. Trust me. I'm doing my best. I know it's a lot of action to cover and tell you guys play-by-play wise. But again, I want to thank you Hellbeast for that comment. Yes. It was a great stream, even though I had my little mishaps. But again, thank you. So, hope as the season progresses, I'll try to slow down, try to tell you guys the more important aspects of the play-by-play, as well as keeping you guys up to date with my basketball knowledge and what's going on in the NBA. Again, I want to thank you guys for another great stream. I want you guys to go out there and not only enjoy Thanksgiving weekend, but to also take care of one another, love one another, be thankful for one another, cherish the good times with one another, and always hold yourself and everyone else dear, because you never know when that time comes. And hello, Rafael Chow. I'm glad that you enjoyed this stream for the Cayman Islands. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. And KG Buddha also says, great stream. Thank you. I hope to read more comments from you guys. Hope to interact with you guys and share my knowledge and share my love for basketball. And I'm glad that Hellbeast said take care, and I'm thankful for KSN. And the good folks of KSN, including myself, are thankful for you being here and riding with the Miami Heat. So again, thank you guys. Love you guys. I'm Deron Butler, reminding you to always run through the paint. Take care. Love you guys. Look out for one another. Enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend. And don't get full. Of course, we're all gonna eat a lot, but pace yourself, portion yourselves, and always give thanks. Give thanks. Even for the little things. Give thanks. So with that said, take care. Love you guys. And as always, go Heat. See you guys on Saturday.